Imagine a typical middle-class home in Nagpur, Maharashtra, a city known for its oranges, not its horrors. It's February 2022, and inside one house, a tragedy is about to unfold that will leave a community stunned. A 16-year-old boy, a Class 10 student, picks up a heavy object and, in a moment of unthinkable rage, kills his mother, grandmother, and little sister. 3 lives, snuffed out in their own home. Why? That's the question that haunts this case. Was it just family pressure, or was something darker at play? This isn't a story of a serial killer or a political conspiracy. It's a chilling human tragedy that slipped under the radar. Welcome to the Nagpur Triple Murder, a case that raises questions about family, pressure, and the mind of a troubled teen. Stay with us as we unravel this heartbreaking mystery. Let's set the scene. Jarapatka, a bustling working-class neighborhood in Nagpur. It's February 2022, and the city is going about its usual rhythm. Street vendors calling out, kids heading to school. But inside one home, something unthinkable is happening. A 16-year-old boy, a student just like thousands of others, is at the center of a nightmare. His mother, 40 years old, his grandmother, 65, and his 12-year-old sister are lying dead, their lives ended by brutal blows from a heavy object. Can you imagine the chaos? Neighbors hear a disturbance, maybe a scream, maybe a crash, and call the police. When officers arrive, they find a scene so horrific it's hard to process. 3 generations of a family, gone in an instant. Who was this boy? We don't know his name. Juvenile justice laws in India protect his identity, but we know he was in Class 10, facing the pressure cooker of board exams. Maybe a hammer or a metal rod, though details are scarce, to bludgeon his family. The attack was sudden, violent, and personal. Bloodstains marked the walls, a silent testament to the rage that erupted. Neighbors later told reporters they'd heard arguments before, but nothing hinted at this level of violence. The boy didn't stay to face the aftermath. He fled, disappearing into the streets of Nagpur. But here's the thing about running, you can't outrun the truth. Within hours, the police tracked him down. He was just a kid, scared and alone, but his confession would send chills down anyone's spine. He admitted to the killings. His reason? Constant scolding and pressure from his family, especially over his studies. Think about that for a second. Every teen faces nagging, grades, behavior, expectations. But what makes someone snap like this? Was it just a bad day, or was something building inside him for years? The case was quickly classified under juvenile justice laws, which meant limited details reached the public. No media circus, no national headlines. Just a quiet, haunting tragedy in Jarapatka. But as we dig deeper, the questions grow louder. What was going on in that house? And what does this say about the pressures kids face today? Let's step into the mind of a 16-year-old. You're in Class 10, staring down board exams that feel like they'll define your life. Your parents are on your case, your teachers are piling on homework, and every mistake feels like a disaster. For the boy in this case, that pressure wasn't just a phase, it was a PS2 breaking point. His confession points to a home filled with tension, his mother's scolding, his grandmother's expectations, maybe even his sister's comparisons. We don't know the full story. Juvenile cases are tightly guarded, but local reports suggest he felt suffocated, like he couldn't breathe under the weight of it all. But here's where it gets complicated. Most kids under pressure don't kill. So what made this different? Was he struggling with mental health issues, undiagnosed and ignored? Did the family dynamics hide darker issues, abuse, neglect, or something else? The lack of public details leaves us guessing, but the pieces we have are heartbreaking. A 40-year-old mother, trying to raise her son right. A 65-year-old grandmother, maybe strict but loving. A 12-year-old sister, caught in the crossfire. The boy's confession suggests he saw no way out, no one to turn to. It's a gut punch to think about. A kid who felt so cornered that violence became his answer. Experts say academic pressure in India can be crushing. Board exams are make or break, and families often pin their hopes on their kids' success. In a city like Nagpur, where opportunities can feel limited, that weight is even heavier. But is that enough to explain this? Or was there something deeper, anger, resentment, a moment of madness? The police found no evidence of premeditation. It was impulsive, raw. Yet the brutality, 3 people bludgeoned to death, suggests a rage that's hard to comprehend. As we move to the final chapter, we'll explore the aftermath and what this case tells us about society. The Nagpur police closed the case quickly, but closure is a fantasy for the community left behind. The boy was sent to a juvenile detention center under India's Juvenile Justice Act, which prioritizes rehabilitation over punishment for minors. He could be out by now, living a new life, his identity protected. But what about the victim's family, their neighbors, their friends? A mother, a grandmother, a little girl, gone in a flash of violence. Jarapatka hasn't forgotten. Local reports mention a community in shock, grappling with the idea that a child could do this to his own family. What makes this case so underrated is its silence. Unlike the Shraddha Walker case, which gripped India in 2022 with its gruesome details, this tragedy stayed local. No sensational headlines, no Netflix documentaries. Why? Maybe because it's too human, too raw. A teen killing his family doesn't fit the mold of a true crime blockbuster. It's too close to home. It forces us to ask uncomfortable questions. Are we pushing our kids too hard? Are we missing signs of distress? In India, where academic success is often a family's ticket to a better life, the pressure on teens is relentless. Studies show rising rates of anxiety and depression among Indian students, yet mental health support is scarce. Could someone have seen this coming? The lack of details leaves us with more questions than answers. Was the boy's confession the full story? Or was there more, abuse, trauma, a hidden trigger? Juvenile justice laws limit what we know, and maybe that's for the best. But it also means we can't fully understand what broke this boy. The police found no accomplices, no conspiracy, just a kid and a weapon. Yet the brutality suggests a deeper pain. How does a 16-year-old reach that point? And what does it say about us if we don't know? This case challenges our assumptions about family, youth, and crime. It's not a mystery to solve, it's a mirror to our society. In Jarapatka, the scars remain, even if the headlines have faded. As we wrap up, think about this. Could this happen in your town, your home? What would it take to stop it? The Nagpur Triple Murder isn't just a crime, it's a warning. We need to listen. This story isn't just about a crime, it's about understanding our kids. If this hit home, talk to someone. Share this video. Subscribe for more true crime stories that make you think. Let's start a conversation about pressure, mental health, and saving lives. See you next time.